So I built a 3D scanner in Yeeps Hide and Seek. So if you come up here, you can grab 1x1 pillow blocks and build it on this 4x4 platform right here. Doesn't matter how tall you build it. The only rule is every block must have a block under it, so you can't build something like this. So I don't know, I'm just build. Cool. Staircase. That. And then this is the 3D printer. So it's gonna scan this right here, and it's gonna print it over there. So press this button, it starts. It's detecting if there's blocks in the way. Probably get up there. Okay, and then it places it there. Slowly disintegrating it so that it can detect blocks are. Really close now, it's just got a arrow there. Okay, so this next arrow's useless. Doesn't do anything because none of it. And then it built the staircase. So now if we just kept it running, it wouldn't do anything because there's no blocks. But I'm gonna show you how this thing works. And look, I built the staircase right here. There. Climb up it. Do all the normal staircase stuff. But then I also added this button whenever you're too lazy to whip out of it. Whoa, I just got a challenge. Okay. So how this machine works is it's made up of this very basic part. So this is a button. I'm going to rotate it like this so it's easier for you to... This is a button. This cannon shoots arrows. So the arrow will shoot and hit the button. Not very surprising. But if there's a block in the way, the arrow will not hit the button. It will instead destroy the block. Oh, whoops, my hand was in. It will instead destroy the block, but it does not have enough momentum to hit the button. So, if we know that we fired the arrow and nothing hit the button, then we know that there's a block in the way. And since the block was destroyed, we now have room to go to the next block. This, so if we had a tower of more, then it would destroy the first block, it would destroy the second block, it would destroy the third block, and then it would destroy the last block, hit the button, and then be like, oh, so that tower was only 3 tall. So that's how it scans that. So how you digitize that is you have this little circuit right here. It's really useful. It looks complicated, but it's not that complicated. It toggles it on, but then right after it resets it. That's the reset area. So it means it does a really short pulse, and that's just so that the pulse doesn't last a long time. So this transmitter sends a signal to that receiver, and it shoots an arrow down onto this button. And this is a NOT gate, which inverts whatever signal this is. So if this is on, and this is off, and this is off, this is on. So if we know that we fired an arrow and we gave it time, this is a delay block, we gave it time to reach the button, and the button is not activated, Then we know if both of those things happened, then we know that there's supposed to be a block there, so we can fire the cannon and it'll dispense a block. And it works. So if I build a tower of 3, press this button. See, it knows because the button wasn't pressed. If we press it again, it knows. And if we press it again, it knows. But if we press it again, then it pressed the button, which means it knows that there's not a block there. So how this works is you just have a bunch of these things placed on a 4x4 grid. The only reason that it looks so complicated is because you have to move some of them down because they don't have space to all be together. So look, if you just like look at it, this is a bunch of NOT gates and these are a bunch of AND gates. It's just that thing, but times 16. And these colors are colored that way for my convenience, so I can tell what colors go to which. Okay, so you can't fire a certain amount of arrows at one time. So I split your structure that you made into 2 different colors. This dark brown and this light brown. So it's kind of like in a checkerboard pattern. Hold on, I gotta... It's in this checkerboard pattern. This. So half of it is detected by the darker brown, and the other half is detected by the lighter brown. Because if you dispense too many arrows at once, it just won't. This little device, I came up with it. So this signal thing right here, you've seen that before, it's over there. Sends a short signal. Like, look how fast this is. Watch how fast that lights up. That was so fast. But like with a regular button, it would have just gone beep, and then it would turn off. But like, it's much faster and it makes debugging things a lot easier. So what this machine does is so it makes it so where you don't have to press the button over and over again for each layer. So if you press this, it sends out a short signal, but it also toggles this on. So this is how you stop it. So if the machine is on and a signal is coming in through here, then it'll let you through. It activates the dark brown over there, which fires the arrows and does all that stuff. But then you got to give time for the arrows to despawn so that you can fire the next round. So that's all that, what all this is about. So this is another one of those things, because if you turn it off, you don't want more arrows coming. So I added one before that one, and so this is the toggle. And if it's off, then it won't go through, because this is an AND block. It only activates when both of these are. So if it's on, and a signal is coming through that way, it will power this one, which powers the other half, and it'll come back over here, and it'll loop. So that's how this machine works. Also, this strange configuration of these delay blocks, this is for the same reason as I split up those. So this is so that because if you fire too many blocks at one time, they don't build. So I made it so where they were all delayed and fired at different times. So, trying to think, is there anything else? I guess I could build more stuff. So I could... a simple tower. This. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's a guy standing on top of a tower. So by the way, I don't know if I made this clear. These are all buttons. But I turned them sideways so you can't tell that they're buttons, because I think it just looks a lot cleaner that way. Okay. So you press the on button. Fires the cannons. And it takes a bit, but in the end it's worth it. I might look up mobile. So then, mostly my favorite thing to build with this 3D printer is staircases, but if I make one that goes all the way to the top, that would be kind of annoying. I don't know how I figured it. Oh, I remember. So, I'm pretty sure I saw somebody else do this with icicles. Wanted to know how they did it, so I tried to figure it out. I was like, are they exploding icicles setting off buttons? Doesn't seem like. So I tried it with cannons shooting air really well. And, oh, it's done. So we could just leave it running, but it wouldn't do anything. And this machine's not 100% accurate. Sometimes it messes up on stuff, especially if you get in the way. If you get in the way, then the arrows hit you and they don't hit the button, and it thinks that there's a block in the way. So... if you're into nerdy crap like this, then you should most definitely subscribe. Even though I don't post for like a month, because I have no ideas. Anyway, probably should have done like stuff. Anyway, see ya. Wait, what happened to my? Okay, whatever.